this. We're going to reopen up our, that's 6 periods actually. Whoops. Bless you. Maybe not. Okay, cool. Give me first period 7.2. There we go. All right. So if you're interested in making your app icons look like they belong on a cell phone, you're basically going to take each of your individual pieces, and then we're going to dress up this artboard right here in a way that makes it look like it's got a wallpaper. The cool part about this is you can choose whatever wallpaper you want. I'm going to just do like a freeform gradient so that it looks just kind of cool for the style of design that I look right now. But you can put a picture back here. You can take a screenshot of your own phone background. You can do really whatever you want if you're participating in this step. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a rectangle from the corner of the artboard all the way to the other corner of the artboard, fill up the whole thing. And then I'm going to set this fill to be a gradient. So let me go to appearance real quick. And we're going to set that fill as a gradient. I'm going to change my gradient type to a freeform gradient. Right now it's wildly unpleasant. Let me do a little bit. I don't know. Let's mess around with this a little bit. Give me colors I can work with. Hi. Purple is my favorite color, so I'm going to do a range of different purples in kind of an analogous type scheme. Let's go something a little bit darker. Nope, that's too similar. Go. We'll leave this white. We'll make it a little bit more of like a lilac type situation. And then we'll make something more in the blue kind of royal category. But I can mess around with these and make something that looks, kind of cool. You can do this to make a regular phone background if that's something that you want to do. I'm looking for some contrast, so I'm creating some light sides and some dark sides, kind of creating this flow right through here. I'm going to do the grain effect a little bit later because I want that. I want a little bit of texture on my digital design here. But this is now my phone background. It's just a rectangle with a freeform gradient applied over top of it. And what we do now is if you look at your icons in progress, here's my map or my navigation icon, for example. I'm going to take a rounded rectangle and go around the outside of it. We want it to be a square, so I'm holding shift. And then I'm going to set that to have no fill. That is going to give it that sort of like button look to it. But as of right now, if you remember all the way back to the monoline assignment, these two different pieces have 2 different stroke weights, and it's looking kind of weird. So this one, because it's a group, let me ungroup it real quick. I need to figure out what the stroke weight is on this one. That's also a group. Lots of groups happening here. What is your stroke? It's not telling me. We'll just turn it up until it looks a little bit nicer, a little bit closer to the actual. Yeah. Okay, so now we have created, in essence, our little app icon, thinking about how much space you want to go around the outside of the icon and how you can center these 2 things together. So if I move this off to the side, regroup this, Control G, I can just put these 2 pieces kind of vaguely near each other. I can use my align tool to get those nice and snapped in on one another, taking up the space, giving everything a nice amount of room to breathe. I'm going to take my text tool. This is where you can apply some of your typography knowledge. We'll call this maps. It's a little small. It's okay. We're going to make it larger. Maps has 2 S's apparently. Maps. Maps. Okay. You can also text by default, like in a Word document or a Google Doc, gets automatically pulled to the left-hand side. So if you click Align Center and then align that. Actually, let me group these 2 together with Control G. Then if I shift click on this icon group with the border and then shift click on the word maps, I can align those to the center and get this cool little looking app icon. If you want, you can, if I ungroup these and I add a white fill to this and move it backwards by going arrange, send backward, not 2 back, but just backwards. Now we've got something that looks like an app, but it takes away the white stroke that I added around the back there. The white is a little bit glaring. You want to avoid using solid white and solid black in your designs at all. Gray looks a little nasty, but at least it shows off the white stroke that I put on my map icon. So what we're doing basically is just building up a little bit of frame as we've experienced the icons on our phones thus far. And then I only made the map icon as an example. I don't think, yeah, my notes and my gear are unfinished. But now we want to resize these, just shrink it down while holding shift until it looks like my rounded rectangle got a little bit folded over. So let me see if I can remedy that real quick. Or maybe it's just going to be a little bit more circular and there's going to be a little bit of overflow. But the steps to make it look more like a phone is to give it a background of some variety and then dress up your icons with a little bit of a frame and some text underneath. This text could probably be a little bit thicker, but it is a group currently. And then you just export it like normal and it would look like a phone screen. So that's all you need to do for that. If that's something you're interested in, again, you do not have to do this step. The only step you have to do, I close up these real quick. Steps you have to do are the icons except for notes, envelope, and cupcake. The rest are required. So coffee cup, pictures through calendar, and then trash can through text messaging. Those are required. And you just put them on your artboard in some capacity. Export that. File, export for screens. Make sure you click on the folder icon so that you know where your thing is headed. Right now, mine's going into semester 2, first grade graphic design 7.2. Click select folder. I'm going to double click on my words artboard 1. Rename this just test example. And then you can go down here to the prefix box. You can add your version numbers here if you don't want to put it into the file name, and it will automatically add this VF or whatever number you put in here at the front of the file name. So when I click export artboard, it's going to pop it open in a different window, go into the 1x folder, and there's my VF test example.png, which I can submit to Canvas, and it looks like a cell phone would. So if you want to just add a little bit more flavor, have a little bit more graphic design practice, this is the quickest way to do it. Thank you guys for listening.